Today, we're diving deep into the essential steps of closing your LLC, specifically when Northwest Registered Agent has been your trusted partner. This isn't just about ticking boxes. It's about protecting yourself, your finances, and your future. We'll walk you through the process, from the initial decision to the final filings, ensuring you understand every critical juncture. Because while starting a business is exciting, closing one properly is just as vital for a smooth transition to your next endeavor. First things first, understand that dissolving your LLC is a multi-step process that goes beyond simply telling Northwest Registered Agent you're done. While they play a vital role in receiving official correspondence, the actual dissolution is a formal legal procedure with your state. Think of it like this. Northwest Registered Agent is your mailroom, but the state is the courthouse. You need to file the correct paperwork with the state to officially cease your LLC's existence. The journey typically begins with an internal decision. If you have multiple members in your LLC, you'll need to hold a meeting and vote to dissolve the company. Your operating agreement, the foundational document of your LLC, should outline the specific procedures for dissolution, including the required percentage of votes for approval. This could be a unanimous vote, a majority vote, or a 2/3 vote, depending on what you initially agreed upon. Document this decision meticulously in your meeting minutes or a written consent form. This is your internal green light to proceed. Once the internal decision is made, it's time to inform your registered agent. You'll need to notify Northwest Registered Agent that your LLC is dissolving. While their terms of service likely state that you're responsible for informing them of any discontinuation, it's good practice to reach out proactively. This ensures they stop expecting and processing mail for an entity that will soon no longer exist. They won't be dissolving your LLC for you, but they need to be in the loop to avoid any confusion or continued service charges. Think of it as politely letting your landlord know you're moving out before you officially break the lease. Next, and this is a big one, you need to notify your creditors. This isn't optional. It's a critical legal step. Compile a comprehensive list of all your creditors and claimants, anyone your LLC owes money to. This includes lenders, suppliers, landlords, and any other parties with whom your LLC has financial obligations. You should notify each of them in writing of your LLC's dissolution. This notice should include a clear deadline for claim submission, typically no fewer than 120 days from the date of the notice, and the mailing address where claims should be sent. This allows creditors to submit any outstanding claims before you proceed with liquidating assets and distributing funds. Failing to do this can lead to personal liability down the line, so take this step very seriously. Following creditor notification, you'll need to tackle your tax obligations. This is often the most time-consuming part of the dissolution process. You'll need to file final federal, state, and any applicable local tax returns. Crucially, you must clearly indicate on these returns that they are the final submissions for your business. This formally closes your business's tax accounts and prevents future liabilities. Depending on your state, you may also need to obtain a tax clearance certificate or similar document, confirming that all your tax liabilities have been satisfied. This certificate is often a prerequisite for filing your dissolution papers with the state. Be prepared for this to take some time, so start this process early. If you have an employer identification number, EIN, you should also notify the IRS that you are closing your business and no longer need the EIN. With your internal approvals, creditor notifications, and tax affairs in order, you're ready for the formal dissolution filing with the state. This is where you file what's typically called Articles of Dissolution or a Certificate of Dissolution with the Secretary of State or equivalent state agency where your LLC was originally formed. Just as you filed Articles of Organization to create your LLC, you file these articles to officially terminate it. The Articles of Dissolution form usually requires basic information about your LLC, such as its name, formation date, and a statement confirming that the LLC is formally dissolving. Some states may also ask for a brief description of the reason for dissolution. You will also need to pay a filing fee, which varies by state but typically ranges from $25 to $200. Once processed, the state will usually send you a certificate of dissolution, which you should keep for your records. Remember, if your LLC was registered as a foreign entity in any other states, meaning you conducted business there, You'll also need to file for withdrawal or cancellation of your foreign business registration in each of those states. This is a separate process from dissolving your domestic LLC, but is equally important to avoid ongoing fees and compliance requirements in those states. Finally, after all the paperwork is filed and approved, it's time to wind up your LLC's affairs. This involves several critical steps. Settle all outstanding debts. Pay off all remaining debts and obligations to creditors. Liquidate assets. Sell any remaining business assets, such as equipment, inventory, or property. Distribute remaining assets. After all debts and taxes are paid, any remaining funds or assets should be distributed to the LLC members according to the terms of your operating agreement. Close business bank accounts. Once all financial transactions are complete and all funds distributed, close your LLC's business bank accounts. Cancel business licenses and permits. Contact your city and county to cancel any local business licenses and permits. Cancel business subscriptions and services. This includes your registered agent service with Northwest. Once the LLC is officially dissolved with the state, and you've confirmed no further legal correspondence is expected, you can formally cancel your service with Northwest Registered Agent. They will likely have their own cancellation process, which usually involves a simple notification or online form. Throughout this entire process, maintaining meticulous records is paramount. Keep copies of all dissolution documents, creditor notifications, tax filings, and any correspondence with state agencies and your registered agent. This documentation will be invaluable if any questions or issues arise in the future. Closing an LLC, especially one with a registered agent service like Northwest Registered Agent, requires careful attention to detail and adherence to legal procedures. It's not a quick process, but by systematically following these steps, you can ensure a smooth and legally compliant dissolution, protecting yourself and allowing you to move forward with confidence. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.